What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Erica,
And I'm Marissa.
And I'm Sydney.
and today we have a special
Yay.
guest. You guys know we love a special guest, and it's kind of fun that we just like drop them in. They're just like, and I'm so and so, and no one gets to know. There's no introduction. It's just like, and I'm Sydney. So,
I mean,
welcome our
unless you see the
guest.
name of the podcast, like
Of
the name
course,
of the
yes.
title and like
True.
the what's it called? The
The
thumbnail with
thumbnail.
the
Yep. You'll
face.
see Sydney's you'll see Sydney's cute little face in the thumbnail. She sent me the cutest pictures. I'm so excited to use those actually. Love. But yes, welcome to our guest, Sydney. I'm so excited. We're going to dive into who Sydney is, why Sydney's here, and all about her. But first, we're going to just go straight to what are you drinking today? I am so excited about this. So, Marissa, what are you drinking?
So I honestly am not gonna lie. I'm normally not a forgetful person, but I completely forgot we were recording this
Oh,
morning, and thank
yeah.
God for Google Calendar because I
Wait,
got
that's
a reminder at
funny.
8:30 and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do in 30
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
But I made a normal coffee. It's my regular
Cute.
latte with the Chobani creamer. It's the exact same thing that I had last week, so it has the cookie dough creamer in it.
Nice. It's very cute, though. It's very
I
vibes.
really wanted to go and like get a drink for the next time that we
Yeah,
recorded because I keep having like the regular drinks that I
same.
always make. And I was like, let's do something fun and exciting. Like, let's go out of the house. But today was not the day when I remembered 30 minutes before we recorded that we were
True.
recording.
That makes sense. That's okay. Next time. Next time. I
Yeah,
feel
next
that.
time.
I did that today, but only because out of necessity, not because for
Mm.
fun. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But Sydney, what are you drinking? I kind of spoiled it for myself because I asked her earlier, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I have dirty Dr. Pepper. It's Dr. Pepper, coconut cream, and vanilla syrup. So
Okay,
good.
I really wanted to try that because I know that they made the Dr. Pepper coconut cream flavor last summer.
Mm,
And it was like just in a can. It wasn't like actually creamy because like it was in a can and it had to be like
yeah,
shelf stable. But I've heard that that's like a really good way to have a Dr. Pepper, and I love Dr.
she
Pepper.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't like love the like carbonation, it's really good because it like a little bit waters it down, but
Mm,
it gives it like
Mhm.
a good flavor. It's so yummy.
interesting. Wait,
I
love
made a
that.
drink one time actually. I have coconut tequila and I have
Oh,
like lime juice and I put it
oh,
together and it
yeah.
was kind of like I mean I've never had a dirty Dr.
Right.
Pepper, but it was like my version of it with the things that I had around because I wanted to do coconut cream, but I didn't have it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm having a cocktail.
Wow. I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess where I went. I'm at my parents' house. There's only one place. I went to Lynn Marie's. Let me show you guys the little paper. It's so
Oh,
cute.
that's really cute.
It's they have the best branding. Angelo was telling me it. He was like, "Do they decorate for the holidays in here?" I'm like, "Yes." And he was like, "It's funny because it always looks the same." But it doesn't. And I was like, they have such good branding that it's like you can always tell it's Lynn Marie's. It's like frilly and ruffles and cute and girly. But this time they had I think it was like April showers bring May flowers kind of vibes because they had umbrellas
Mm.
hanging from the ceiling with raindrops coming down and like teacups just floating from the clouds. It was so cool. I was like, this is crazy. So, anyways, I got Lynn Marie's. They have seasonal drinks. Last time I got Milano cookie, and this time I was like,
Mm.
let's try something different, but I wasn't obsessed with any of the options. So I asked the girl her favorite, and she said, I like them all, but I always go back to carrot cake. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I got carrot cake latte and I was like, "Okay, if you've ever eaten a carrot cake, everybody knows carrot cakes don't really taste like carrots. So, but I was like, this is going to taste like carrot. I was convinced. I was like, this is going to taste like a carrot.
We
No,
don't
it's
have carrot syrup for sure.
no, literally. I'm like, why did I think that? I said a more accurate description, even though it does taste like carrot cake, would be like vanilla spice cake is what it's giving. And it's
Mm.
so good. So 10 out of 10 recommend the barista's fave. Carrot cake.
Aw.
Yeah. It's so good.
That is the third week in a row that you've talked about Lynn Marie's.
Dude, I
So
can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. It's so good. Yeah. So that's what I'm drinking. And I also wanted to switch things up today. I don't know if you guys saw this, but instead of talking about what we're looking forward to or what has happened, I want to ask a different question today. And I want to ask everyone what they're grateful for, just like any little thing. My boss has been doing this at work. She will start our meetings and she'll say, like, what's something you're grateful for today? Or she'll say, what's something that is like upsetting you right now? And then we can just talk about it. And it just like breaks the ice in a cute little way. So I thought we could do that. So, what are you guys grateful for? Or if you're not ready, I can go first. I'm okay with
I
that.
have an answer.
Okay, yay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was just telling them before we got on, I officially have the puppy and
Yes.
we're like super busy.
She's so
You have
cute.
to like keep eyes on her at all times because she doesn't
Yeah.
know to not pee in the house yet. She doesn't know how to do
Mm-hmm.
anything because she's 8 weeks old. So you always have to have eyes on her. And this morning, Kyle was so sweet. So I'm so grateful for him
Aw.
because I was so tired and like I've been coming home in the middle of my work day, like working an extra hour to make sure that I can like be here for the puppy. And I've been really, really tired because I wake up at 1 a.m. every night to
Oh
take
my
her out. He wakes up at
gosh.
4 to take her out.
Oh.
And I've been just so tired. And he just took her out at 6 a.m. And then I thought he was going to come back to bed, but he didn't. And I woke up all on my own
Aw.
at 8 and everything was taken care of. And I was like, I'm going to cry.
That's so
He made me
nice.
breakfast and everything. And
Oh my God, Kyle.
I was like, this is so sweet.
Kyle's raising the bar for men everywhere.
I know, but that's what I'm
Wow.
grateful for. I'm grateful for Kyle because he was
That's a
so
good
nice
one.
today.
That is so sweet. Oh my God. Now I'm
Just
like,
so
wow,
sweet.
I'm grateful for my coffee. It's so sad compared to this. No, that's really cute. I love that. Um, Sydney, what are you grateful for?
I was telling Erica before we got on, but I have family coming in town this weekend,
So
and I haven't
exciting.
seen anyone since Christmas because I have been sick the
Oh
last
yeah.
times our family has
Mm.
got together. So I'm very excited to get some
Wait,
family time
who
and
all is
just
coming?
reset. Aaron and Aubrey, like
Aw,
all of them, Ryan and Kim,
yes.
and then my grandparents are here. So
So
very
cute.
excited for some family time. Very grateful
Aw.
for that.
That's so
Just to
fun.
chill. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
so
best. I
excited.
love the thing is, I love going to Sydney's house, well, Pam's house, but Sydney's parents, because their house is so big, and I just love that. It's like they can really just host so many people at once. And I keep telling Angela, like, that's what I want for my next house. I literally will say, oh, I really want our next house to be as big as Pam's house. Like, I use it
Mm.
as a size reference because I'm like, I love that she can just call us and be like, "Hey, come stay for the whole weekend." We're not in somebody's like way majorly. It's like no one's like in each other's space too much. Like everyone can have a little bit of room. Oh, it's so nice. I just love that.
Yeah, I love hosting.
Yes. I know you're going to be a big hostess when you have your own house.
Oh,
Oh my
for
God.
sure.
I can't even think about you having your own house. It makes me feel super super old. Um okay, what I'm grateful for, you think I would have had an answer since I made up the question.
Uh-huh,
But I
uh-huh.
don't. I think what I'm gonna say today, because yesterday is really when this happened for us, but I'm gonna say I'm grateful for the weather starting to warm up and summer being on the horizon because you guys know it's my favorite season and I just think I can be happy again soon. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna warm up and everything's gonna be okay. So I'm excited for summer and I am excited to honestly family trips, like going to see Marissa and we were talking about the lake trip, going to see Pam, and I'm like, we need to come visit you guys. So I'm just excited for like upcoming family trips too. That'll be fun.
I think
Yeah.
it's funny that you said that you're excited for summer. I don't know what the weather is like where you two are at today, but it will be 85 degrees here today.
Wow, not that warm. That's so nice.
Yeah,
Yesterday here it
it was
was
like
70s.
83 here yesterday. It got really hot and it was like sticky hot because it's been raining the past
Yes.
couple of days. And of course, it's like April. So, of course, it's rainy, muggy, everything.
Yep.
But I'm not excited for how hot it's going to be today because that is like way too early to be almost 90.
That is. It's so
That's
crazy.
true.
I forget, Sydney, are you a summer girly or no? I feel like you are a
Oh
summer
yeah,
girly.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
was gonna say, I thought so.
I'm the odd one
You're the odd one
out.
out today. Angela's
No.
not here to represent the winter
I
fall community.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
no.
first thing I want to shout out today before we start is it is, as this episode comes out, National Teacher Appreciation Week. This was like the main driver of like, okay, this is the week I want to have Sydney on. I'm like, I know I want to have Sydney and Madeline. So if you guys didn't listen to Madeline's episode, to give backstory, Madeline and Sydney are sisters, and their mom, Pam, is my mom's cousin. So that's how we're all related. And we grew up very close. I would say our moms act like they're sisters, like they're more closer than they are with other cousins or just a typical cousin relationship, whatever that looks like. So random. But anyway, Sydney is a bit of a teacher to be slash already kind of a teacher, I guess. So I wanted to bring her on specifically this week, and I want to say shout out to all the teachers listening to this episode, of course. Yeah, this is definitely like one of the coolest young teachers we know, so that's why we had to bring her here today.
She's a
And
baby.
Thanks.
and I want to say, be sure to tune into the video today on Spotify or YouTube, okay? Because if you don't, you won't be able to see us and you will not be able to see our beautiful guest. And this is my other call out that I wanted to do today. I thought this would
Oh.
be a fun one. Send this episode to your favorite teacher. So, whether it
Mm.
be like a traditional teacher, like your favorite teacher from high school or something like that, or just in general, someone who's taught you something in life. That could be anyone.
Mhm.
Like your parents could be a teacher, your friends could be a teacher. So, send it to your favorite teacher or someone you're thinking of today so they can, hear our joyous voices and see our beautiful faces.
And smiles.
Yes, and think about what they're grateful for. I just love that. So, I'm on my phone today, you guys, so please ignore that. That's where my questions
Well,
are.
she's also in her car too, and
Apologies.
she just
Yeah.
completely skipped over the
I
fact that she's in
forgot.
her car.
I know. I told the whole spiel to Sydney and Marissa, so I completely forgot to address that with you all, listeners. But yes, I'm in my
She's
car.
acting like this is normal.
This is the vibes. It's honestly, guys, it's kind of fun. I feel so cozy. I'm like, maybe we should do a car episode sometime. Yeah, I'm not buckled because I'm not driving, you guys, so don't hate. I'm just sitting here. But my parents' house is quite loud. I have three younger siblings. My stepdad's basically like another sibling because he's like a teen. And then my mom, and then they have two dogs. And they're freaking loud. So I was like, where's the only place I can go? And then my mom was like, why don't you go in the camper? Like, that's where you're sleeping, record in the camper. I'm like, Mom, it is pitch black in the camper. Like, it's not
That's
bright.
fair.
Yeah. So I was like, this is the best place I can go and get a little bit of natural light. It's also rainy and gloomy here. So I'm surprised that you guys can see me, but I'm not mad. So yeah, I'm in the car. And that's why I'm on my phone. So if you guys think I'm texting, I'm not. I don't have anyone to text. They're right here. Yeah. Anyways, let's dive in. Let's get started. I want to hear from Sydney so we can shut up. So I want to know first, we're going to ask you like just the basic questions we ask all of our guests just to get to know everyone. So where did you grow up, Sydney?
I was born in Southern Kentucky, but I've lived in Northern Kentucky pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, when Madeline said that she was like, "Yeah, I lived in Southern Kentucky a little bit when I was a baby." I was like, "No, you didn't." She was like, "Yeah, I did." I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." It feels like so long ago, but then also you guys are so much older than you are in my head. So it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but she only lived in Southern Kentucky for
For
like
like
her first
a
18
year or
months.
two.
So
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
she doesn't even remember it.
I know. I was like, there's no way. And then I was like, actually, no, you're right. I remember there's like a picture of me holding her as a little baby on the couch. It's so
Yeah, we
crazy. On
moved
that
here on
red
my
couch.
fourth birthday.
On your
Oh, your
fourth
fourth
birthday?
birthday? Wow.
Yep.
That's a really
How
good
big is
shout out.
the age gap between you and Maddie?
Ooh, good
We
question.
are 18 months apart,
Oh,
like
okay.
So
almost to the
close.
day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
my younger sisters, Reese and Addison, are also 18 months apart. And I feel
Mm.
like that's a fun age gap. Like I think at times when you're growing up, it's probably annoying, and then at other times it's really fun to be that close.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
when you were like toddlers, your parents hated you, but then probably when you were in like when you were going into like middle school, you probably hated each other because you were like, I don't want to know that she's the grade below me.
Yeah.
hmm We're actually we our birthdays fall 2 grade levels apart, so we don't
Oh.
see each
Oh,
other a lot
wow.
at school.
Mm.
Yeah,
And we've
Mhm.
actually never
that's
been in high
right.
school together because both of us did YSA.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
her first 2 years were my last 2 years where I
And
was
you
at
were gone.
NKU. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
Okay. That's
yeah.
wild. That's wild.
hmm
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's true because you guys don't seem that close in age to me, but you do. But I guess the two grades make sense because I'm like, why? Like, why do they seem so
Yeah.
different in age?
We
Okay.
we get to share
That
clothes
tracks.
nowadays,
There you
but
go.
we don't share the clothes that we get for hand-me-downs from Erica because we always fight over those.
It's a
Mom says
bloodbath
we
at my
can't get
house.
any.
Yeah. It's a bloodbath at my house every year. Every time they come to visit, I'm like, all right, do you guys want to go through the clothes? They're like, yes, ripping through like who's gonna get what. It is so much fun, honestly. I love it. It's like having
Yeah.
younger sisters. Like my sisters are too young. They are like also my sisters do not like what I like. Sydney and Madeline are more closely aligned with my style and stuff. My sisters are like, ew, that's ugly. Like they hate all my clothes. So it's a mood. But okay, so staying on the track of geography, I guess. As a kid, did you have like a dream place that you wanted to live where you like, oh, when I grow up, I want to live here?
I always wanted to live in the country, so I wanted to move back to Southern
No way.
Kentucky. I for a like minute there, I wanted to live in Arizona. I still would
Yeah,
be very happy in
I feel like that
Arizona.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. But like like now that's not really. I'm just like, oh, I'll go wherever the wind takes me.
I like that. Yeah, I was gonna ask, does it still stand? Like, do you still feel like you want to live in the country or do you still feel like Arizona? But you kind of answered that.
Yeah, I
But
still want to live in the country. Like I want
yeah,
some land. I don't want to see everybody, but
yeah. Girl, speaking my language, it's so funny because that's just what Madeline said too, and I feel the same way. Obviously, I'm not going to get into that because I talk about it every week. Like everyone's like, "Shut up," but yeah, I feel that the same way. And why? Like why though? That's my question.
Um,
Even though I
The way that
understand
you
it,
said that was so
but
funny. You're
why
like, but
though?
why though?
Yeah, for you,
um,
what is it?
well, it's gonna go back to the Notebook, the white farmhouse with shutter or like the you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking
white
about?
picket fence.
Hmm.
Yes. I love like the I don't really know. I don't love being close to people, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be like too far from people.
Yes, I feel
And
that.
I I love like the I love country music. I love country
Yes,
vibes. I
I totally
it's just
understand.
me.
Yes, I totally understand you. I feel the same way. I keep telling Angela, like, what if we move and we hate it, whatever. And then every time we think about moving, we're like, we're gonna love it. It's so us. Like, it just feels right. It's gonna be fun. It's like you can buy a freaking four-wheeler or like a golf cart, just have it on your property. You can go on Facebook Marketplace and like buy random shit. You can build things. Like, you just have a little bit more freedom than what we're in now, obviously. Like, we don't have control over our land or our outside of our house or anything. So it will just be fun. I just think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I guess it goes back to like the hosting. Like if you have
Yeah.
all that like area, like people can go
Oh,
play outside or
so
like
true.
go swim. I want to live in a house like my Aunt Holly. I love
Yeah. I haven't been there
there's
actually ever. I've never been to her house, not her like the one she's in now.
so
But
pretty.
everybody talks about it. Yeah, I know. And I've seen some pictures. It is really pretty. That's so nice too. A lot of the houses that Angela and I have looked at just like for fun on our phones or whatever have like camper hookups already built on the property so you can just pull up a camper and plug it in and have electricity and stuff. And I'm like that is so nice because my parents have a camper, so I'm like, oh, if they could just drive down and keep their camper like outside, oh, it'd just be so nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, um, to switch a little bit, but still stay on the childhood track, what were your hobbies growing up, like as a kid?
Oh my gosh. I made everybody play teacher.
Oh
Um,
my God.
and
That tracks,
my
yeah.
little sister, if she was watching this, she probably hates this. She has PTSD. But I made everyone play teacher, but they all had to be my students. And like,
Love.
we had so much fun. And also, we played like chef and restaurant. And
Mm-hmm.
like, we would have our parents come and
Oh my
be like
gosh.
You made
good
the mud
customers.
pies.
That's cute.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
so cute.
But I just like played a lot of imaginary. I didn't like play with
Yeah.
anything. And then soccer. I liked playing soccer a
Yes.
lot.
Soccer
Yeah.
kids. I know we're going to get into that. I love that you say I played a lot of imaginary things. I did that too. I feel like I didn't have like certain toys. I mean, I did. There were like maybe a couple toys I could think of from my childhood, like My Littlest Pet Shop or whatever that were fun. But
Hmm.
I did play a lot of like teacher, house, school, like just like these random like we would play doctor, like just random things where you would just make up a scenario, but it was very lifelike, very realistic
Yes. Yeah.
game, which is just kind of funny. It's like all I did while I was growing up was play house, and now I just play house for reals. It's so funny.
All I did when I was growing up is wanted to be like it's like the thing
Yes.
like everything that I wanted to do as a kid was to be adult and now I want to be a kid.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
true, dude. Okay. So as a kid then, that you kind of are getting right to it, but as a kid, did you have like a job? Like when I grow up, I want to be blank.
Yes. It's always been teacher
That's
ever since
so
kindergarten.
crazy. Yes. I used to say that too. And then I grew up and I was like, oh no, I could never be a teacher. Like I had like an opposite thing. But everything that you're saying points to I want to be a teacher. So I don't even have to ask if
Yeah.
that still stands because I know it does. That's so
I
cute.
also really wanted to be a teacher when I was growing up. I feel like
Really?
that's like
It
a common
is.
thing for like little girls. Like it's just like a very it seems like a maternal job. I mean, I
That's
understand like
true.
boys can be teachers too. Like it's not
Yeah.
like a gendered role, but it does definitely
Yeah.
seem like a maternal or like a parental role, I guess. And a lot of little girls are probably just like, "Oh, that would be so fun."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about it like that. And I do actually see a lot of that in Sydney, like the maternal quality, or like Sydney's really good with kids and loves taking care of kids. She loves kids. Like it's so cute. And I love kids, but Sydney's on another level. She has like the patience. I'm like, get away from me. I'm like, I love kids, but also you're annoying. And Sydney, I feel like she just has the patience and I can see that for her. So it tracks. You saying it like it's kind of a maternal role. I never thought about it, but that makes a lot of
I
sense.
mean, you think about it, they're being the parents to the kids when the kids are at
Literally.
school,
Yeah.
basically. So,
Yeah. And they
Yes.
definitely need the patience. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. I can't. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
gonna get into that, but I want to start throwing it back to one of your hobbies as a kid, which is soccer. So when we interviewed your sister Maddie, which I keep saying Madeline, apologies, Maddie, we talked a lot about her journey just as a female athlete in general. And you were obviously both really athletic growing up. So I want to ask you too, when did your athletic journey begin and what sports did you play overall?
Well, when I was a kid, I know she said this on her podcast, so I'm like kind of echoing
That's
what
okay.
she said.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, our parents put us in everything to try it out and let us kind of choose
Love.
ours. I don't remember choosing soccer. And sometimes I'm like, oh, why didn't I choose like softball? I really like
Yeah.
softball. But they put me in gymnastics, softball, soccer, like all the things, and it just kind of stuck. And then I was stuck from there. Like
I like
I started
that.
when I was
Yeah.
4.
So wild.
Yeah.
And you weren't in it for the snacks as much as your sister?
No, she was definitely in it for the snacks. And she didn't say this on her podcast, but I think she was in it because she wanted to be me. She
Oh,
Oh,
definitely wanted to be me when she
T.
was little.
Oh, of course.
She was like,
T.
I want to be like my older
So funny.
sister.
Yeah.
When
And
we
the snacks
started
were
this,
just her
yeah.
motivation.
Yeah, when we started this, Sydney was like, I listened to Maddie's episode, and oh my gosh, she just talked about food the whole time. I was like,
She
wait, I didn't think of
did.
that, but they did have the McHose.
They also both drank Dr. Pepper on our
That's
episodes.
true. She did do that too, which is really
She
funny.
had a big Stanley full of Dr. Pepper. She was ready to go.
She was packing on the freaking Dr. Pepper.
No, you're our
Um,
third guest episode in a row of somebody that played soccer, and I just think that that's
yeah,
hilarious
that's so
because
true.
I don't know, like you're the three soccer players that I know in my life, other than my brothers when they were in
Same.
high school. So like I feel like I'm so surrounded by soccer right now, and I don't even know that many people that played the sport.
That's so true. My high school didn't have soccer, so I was
Oh,
like, I just, yeah, I've not been familiar. They still don't. Like, our town is just too small. I don't know. Don't have
hmm,
a lot of sports, but that's why I feel like I didn't know any soccer players. So I feel the same way. Very
hmm.
soccer forward this year. Also, Marissa, feel free to jump in anytime if you want to snag any questions. But
Okay.
I want to ask you, what did being a student athlete teach you about yourself, kind of balancing school and soccer? Because you've played soccer your whole life.
Yeah. I feel like in high school, definitely it taught me that sometimes this is really bad, but my dad always says like puke and rally. That's like our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's funny.
so in high school, there was lots of times that I would just puke and rally, like,
Yeah.
and I think it taught me like a lot of like mindset and like mind
Yeah.
over matter. That was like the biggest thing.
Hmm.
Not
I
saying that
like
it's
that.
the best thing
Right.
all
Yeah.
the time.
But it taught you resilience in a way
Um,
too, it seems like.
yeah, like you have to persevere and like be strong on your own. So I think that was probably one of the biggest things.
It's
Uh,
interesting you say that too, because we were talking about this with Maddie, how independent Maddie is, but Sydney is just as much independent. I mean, Sydney's obviously older, but I feel like that is a good thing that you guys learned by proxy, like the way that your dad says, puke and rally or whatever. He's like teaching you all to be independent women, and now you are. It's cool to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also feel like it's sometimes like if I'm doing something that's really hard, I'm like, this is not forever. And like learning that, like,
Yes.
I feel like the puke and rally mindset is also the same thing as like, this is not going to last forever. It's going to be really
Yep.
hard for a minute, but we're going to be able to keep going.
Just get it done. I
Yes,
like that.
definitely.
Yeah, I honestly, that's a really good thing to learn just in general. And for a little bit of context too, through the years, your dad's coached some of your teams or all of them?
A lot, yes.
Okay. Yeah, just
Not
for a little
not so
reference.
much in high school, but yeah,
Yeah.
until high school, he coached a
Yeah.
lot of
Very
teams.
involved. It's fun to go to a soccer game with Sydney's parents because Pam, her mom, she knows what's going on. She's involved. Like she's calling things out, but she'll also just sit there and talk to you and like show her things on your phone. And then Sydney's dad, he's a little bit more like he knows what's going on. He's watching the refs. He's like, was that the right call? You know what I mean? It's just so fun. It's an
I love
experience.
that your perspective is you think that they understand because I swear every time I sit on the sidelines,
Yeah.
like I go watch Madeline's games, I don't play anymore, but
Hmm.
I sit on the sidelines and I have to take breaks. Like I have to get up and walk around because I get really like heated in
Oh
the
my
games
gosh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I have to keep my mouth closed. But like I'll be like sitting there and my mom will be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, you've watched soccer for like 14 years at this point. Like, what do you
Literally.
mean you don't know what that is?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually so funny. And my perspective is that they know a lot because I literally know less. So I probably just think, like, I probably just believe whatever they tell me. Who knows if it's right or wrong? I'm just like, yeah, wow, you guys know so much about soccer. That's too funny. Oh my God. All right. Well, last question on this topic is just, do you still, and I say still, but I want to know if you ever did. I'm sure there was a little bit, but do you still carry a competitive mindset into other areas of your life after being, on a competitive team sport?
For sure. I feel like I'm more competitive off the field than I even was on the
Mm,
field. Like, well, I'm definitely competitive. I like to win. I really hate to
of
lose.
course. Yeah.
So that was like a thing like on the field, but like in high school, I really cared about my team and I was more of the like behind the scenes like team captain,
Hmm.
leader and like just a lover. But off the field, like when we play, Erica knows when we play games, like I am like not having it. Me and Erica get into like fights because I'm like, I just can't lose. And
So
Erica
funny.
always wins.
Eh. Yeah, yeah, we're always okay. Gaming in families is challenging regardless. Even like Kyle and Marissa's side of the family, Angela's side of the family, my mom's side, whatever. Any group I get in and then I'm just winning games quietly. Oh my God, I'm starting fights and then we're all getting in fights and then I'm confrontational in a
See,
way,
you're confrontational, but you don't seem
in a weird
competitive
way.
up front. Like you don't seem
Yes.
like you're gonna like you're
See,
not you
that's
don't ever seem like you're gonna come and like get at
yeah.
people's throats, but as
Yeah.
soon as your team starts losing, you're insane. Like you're like, "No, you're not
Yes.
doing that."
Literally, well, Marissa was with me when I broke my finger playing family football. So yeah. Everybody got a little taste, but yeah, it is really weird because I'm not inherently like outwardly competitive, I guess. But then okay, this is how I see myself. I'm kind of like the advocate for anyone. Okay. So if a team's losing, I want to advocate for them, whether I'm on that team or not.
Mm.
So when I'm winning, I'm chilling quiet because I'm winning. I'm doing good. I'm trying to be humble. When I'm losing, I'm like, not only am I losing, all these other people on my team are losing. They don't deserve to lose. So let's fucking go. So I'm just like so weird that way. And then also, like, I'm confrontational, but socially anxious, which you guys know. So that's weird. Like, that's not a combo you get often. So I'm
No.
like, usually I'm like scared and shy, but when it's family, I don't be as scared because I'm like, these fuckers can't leave me. You're stuck with me.
Exactly.
So I can be a little bitch. So yeah, I need to work on that. Great call out to everybody.
Do
Random.
you think that your competitive comes from yourself, Sydney, or do you think it's like your
Mm,
drive to be better? Like, do you drive yourself to be better than yourself, or do you drive yourself to be better than the group? Because I feel like that's a different sort of competitiveness.
mm.
Yeah, definitely better than myself for most aspects. In games, I'm like, I wouldn't be better than everyone else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But like
I feel
yeah,
that.
for like normal life, like everyday things, I always want to be better than myself. And I think that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from. Like
Mm,
when I
mhm.
teach my lessons, like this is my first semester where I've really taught lessons. I'm like, I want obviously I want to do good because I want the grade,
Mhm.
but I really want to do like good because I want to do good for myself. Like this
Yeah.
looks
hmm
like me. And
yeah,
so I'm a very much type A and perfectionist. I have OCD and anxiety, so that combo is like I want to be
Bam.
way better than
Mhm.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
it
true.
sounds like the question, like the way I phrase it, it sounds a little bit like selfish or like narcissistic of saying like I want to be better than everyone else. But in competitiveness, like you either are fighting to be better than yourself or better
Yeah.
than the group. So I feel like it's an important like distinction to see like where everybody's coming from because and it varies depending on like what you're talking about, like you were saying.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
true. That's a good distinction too. I feel like a lot of times with the type A kind of people, which all of us are a little bit, the answer is often trying to be better than yourself or like you're comparing yourself to your past self, which is
Yeah.
hard because
And of
sometimes it's healthy and
course,
sometimes it's not.
yeah, of course it's
Yeah.
like it's good to drive yourself and like have that underlying factor that's like, oh, I want to be better than myself the last time that I did this. But then can become detrimental, like you're saying, like if
Yeah.
you do that over and over in every aspect of your life, you're just critiquing yourself so much that you're like not really a human anymore because you're just constantly trying to be a better version of yourself, which
Yep.
is a good thing. But if everything has to be better, then you're not living your best life.
Yep. Ugh,
Right.
mic drop. Amen. That is really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Okay, well, this is going to bring us into our next topic. Especially also, I just wanted to call out when you said that the way you are on your team or were on your soccer team in high school is more of the lover, more of the team leader. That really plays into your kind of nurturing nature that I was talking about before and into your teaching career. So I want to get into college life a little bit. So as Sydney mentioned, Sydney also did this like college and high school situation that Maddie did and that Marissa and I think Marissa, you said you did it a little bit too.
Hmm.
We all have done in high school, which is really cool. So now Sydney is full-time college student, so crazy. And
Yay.
she's in a sorority. So I wanted to start there because Marissa, you were not in a sorority, right?
I was
Yeah.
not.
I was not either. So we have no experience with this. So I kind of wanted to get into like what inspired you to join a sorority to begin with and what has it added or taken away from your college experience?
Um, for starters, I think I wanted to join a sorority because um in the YSA or the Young Scholars thing that we did,
Hmm.
we had that community of like everyone who went to high school with us and like
Yeah.
stuff. And when I was on the soccer team, that was my community. Like that was definitely my thing. And so going from high school to college, I wanted to like keep a community of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't lose anything, but I could gain something. So I was like, I'm just gonna go for it
I love
and
that.
try it out. Um, and my aunt was in a sorority, and so um, she has her best friends from that sorority, and I was like, we're just gonna try it. And then, oh my gosh, I'm like forgetting all the what has it
That's
added to
okay.
my
Yeah.
Yeah.
experience? Yeah. So I feel like first of all, my best friends. That's
Aw.
definitely what it added. And
Yeah.
the community, of course. Um, but also they say you get out what you put in.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's very true, especially since I live at home and I don't live on campus. It
Yeah.
gives me like an excuse to like why I need to go every day. And like it's always there when I just like need something to like rely on. But then also if I don't like it just I don't know exactly how to put it, but it gives me a reason to like
Yeah.
go to
It gives
school
you a
and
Hmm.
be
purpose. Yeah.
involved.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is coming from a former president of a student organization. So I think exactly what you're saying is why they tell so many people to find their like fit of people at school, because especially you saying you're a commuter student, you don't live on campus. That is like the population that student orgs are advocating towards, because we know that you need a reason to come to school every day. We know that you're not
Yeah.
having like the full dorm experience of meeting these people and like getting forced out of like your shell. Not that you were like ever in a shell. Like I'm not saying like you were shy and
Yeah.
scared to like go out and meet people, but you are inherently like just like removed a little bit from the school experience living at home. So that's why student orgs are on always like, hey, you're a commuter student, you'd be a great fit in this
Yeah.
organization, because we really want you to have that full experience while you're doing the staying at home to save money, or doing the staying at home because you have to.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. And actually, I want to build on that because, um, I mean, I'm not this is not to call you out, Sydney, but I'm like, Sydney is, I see you as a little bit more shy or a little bit more socially anxious in the way that I am, which I call myself extroverting. Like, what do I say? I say I'm like, I show extrovert, but I feel introvert, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but I feel like, was it hard for you to take the step to say, I'm going to join the sorority and like, I'm going to do it? Or were you fully as confident as you sound?
Um,
Because I would like for me that would
I
have been extremely scary to just jump in and do because already struggle with making friends and like to put myself out there like that, I would be scared. So I wondered what you felt like that.
well, I think like signing up for recruitment, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Everyone like growing up told me like you're a sorority girl, which like I don't know what that even really means now, especially now that I'm in a sorority. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's so many people that are a sorority girl. Like everyone
Right.
could be a sorority girl. But um I like signing up for recruitment, I was like very excited. Once it actually got to recruitment, I was nervous. Like I was
Yeah.
actually like could be shaking. I was also home alone for the whole week of recruitment.
Oh,
So my
yeah.
sister was at a tournament and all my family was at the tournament with
Yeah.
her. And so I
Like,
literally
I
was
can't
like
even
by
come home and
myself.
complain or like tell you what's happening because I'm
Yeah.
so nervous.
Yes. Yes, I know. And I was like literally shaking going into those rounds, but um I feel like I am an extrovert in the fact that like I can talk to anybody,
Yeah.
but introverted in the fact that it gives me a lot of anxiety. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
you wouldn't be able to tell, but it gives
Yeah.
me lots of anxiety to like talk to people, especially people that are important or that I think
Mm-hmm.
are important.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
if it's just like a random stranger that I go up and I'm like, "Hi, like I love your outfit" or something like that does
Yeah.
not give me any
Yeah, you are good about
anxiety at
that too.
all.
Mm-hmm.
But if I like know that you're like important or like I should be meeting you or I need to like get information from you, it's like
Mm-hmm.
so much pressure. And I'm like, I don't know if I can talk to these people.
Yeah.
But when I went into the rounds, like it definitely felt like there was some that felt like this could be my home, and there was some that felt like this maybe isn't for me, but like they are still like super sweet people. Everyone was so nice to talk to. So it kind of took a little bit of that stress away,
Yeah.
but definitely very nerve-wracking.
That makes
Yeah, I
sense.
guess this isn't one of the questions, but because you were talking about it a little bit, you said some felt like your home and some felt like they weren't the like right fit for you. How I know that the recruitment process works a little bit differently at every single university, but there is like a picking, like you say your top choices and then you get like accepted into the sorority. How did you feel confident which ones were the ones that you wanted to like submit as a pick?
Um, I think, man, these are good questions. You guys are like, you're stumping me a little. So when you go into the rounds, you have no phones, no watches,
Hmm.
nothing. You
Interesting.
just go into the houses, not on my
Mm.
campus, but
Mm-hmm.
you go into the rooms, you talk to a few people, you go out, and then you get to like write notes in your notebook.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I did not take a lot of notes. I wrote
Yeah.
down what color they were wearing,
That's funny.
because you like try to remember
Like,
them, and you
yeah.
meet them all so fast.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
like
like
speed
get
dating
30
basically
minutes.
for friends.
Yeah, it really is.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And so I think for me, it was just like, what conversations did I have? But like, what were the values? Like, I feel like good at reading people.
Hmm.
And so like which values like closely align with mine. And like I said, like there's like no wrong way. I think I was previewing some of the
Yeah.
questions and I think this will like come up in a little bit, but everyone has like a home. Like
Mhm.
there's something for everyone. So like, and there's no sorority on campus that I would say is bad, like,
Hmm.
or
Mhm.
good. Like obviously I'm biased, but for me it was just like what, like, were they smiling? And my determining factor was really like I felt like people remembered me and like
Mm-hmm.
valued me. I was like
Yeah.
definitely like looking for like a place to like, and so when I left, like a bunch of people were like, "Can I give you a hug?" And I was like,
Oh.
"Yes, you
Aw.
can definitely give
Yeah.
me a hug." And then I wrote that down, like they hugged
That's
me.
sweet.
Hugs, love them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet. So yeah, it's just about finding, like you said, there's no good, there's no bad, but it's just finding your people and who you click with and who you feel valued with. That's really cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Aw.
I guess that
Yeah.
goes perfectly in the next question that Erica wrote down
Yeah.
because I feel like sometimes some sororities are like pinned as like, oh, this is a really good sorority to join or this is a bad
Mm-hmm.
sorority to join just because of like the negative connotations with like some Greek life. What were some of the common misconceptions that you saw that people had about sororities and like how have they been proven wrong in your experience so far?
Definitely right off the bat, like I think that there's like the prestigious sororities on
Mm.
campus, or
Mm.
they seem that way.
Yeah.
Um, and they're different in a lot of aspects, but they I think that people like want go in wanting like this top sorority on campus,
Mm.
and like they think it's like the top sorority, but it doesn't necessarily, like it's not necessarily a bad thing when you get dropped from that sorority, because there's people that get very upset when it hurts like to get
Hmm.
dropped, not go
Yeah,
back
for
to the round,
sure.
not be
Hmm.
asked back. um but I think that one of the common misconceptions is like that's the only sorority that matters. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone goes in wanting it, so that's
Yeah.
the one that matters. Like that's the
Yeah.
one that
And if I don't get that,
you're
I
going to
get
get your
nothing.
feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a,
But that's
an
not
all or
true.
nothing mindset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but at the end of
And
the day,
I
you're coming
know.
out with a group of like, I don't know how big like sororities range, but it's typically like between 10 and like 100 people. So you're coming out with like upwards of 100 friends, maybe at the end of the day, no matter which sorority you get picked
yeah.
by.
Yeah. But the probably the biggest misconception I can think of is paying to get friends.
Yeah.
I know
No,
everyone
yeah.
hears it.
Yep. I for sure
And
used to say that, by the way. I'll call myself out. Like, I never understood sororities when I went into college, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna, like, why would I pay for friends? Like, I for sure said that. So I'm glad that you brought that one up.
and for sure, like when I was going through recruitment, I was like, yeah, this is like easy peasy. I'm just gonna be in a sorority. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
friends. I'm gonna look cool on campus. Like everyone's gonna be like,
Yeah.
there's the sorority girl.
Yeah.
Uh, but there, I actually did not know this even when I signed up for recruitment, but um our sororities all support philanthropies. So they're
Mm-hmm.
very service driven.
Yeah.
And so my sorority is Service for Sight. So we work with the blind and visually impaired. And I love it because it gives me opportunities to like go and help other people. And it's being
Mm-hmm.
something that's bigger than myself is
Yeah.
Hmm.
something I really love. So yeah, I'm paying to have friends, but I'm also paying to like have these experiences
Yeah.
and um do things out of my comfort zone and be things bigger, be part of something that's bigger than
Mm-hmm.
myself. And so that's I feel like what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
feel like the dues that are associated with like sororities and stuff, like sometimes it goes to the house that you're living in. Sometimes it
Right.
goes for upkeep of the like sorority. Sororities are nationwide. Like just because you're doing it at a specific campus, you're not paying your campus for the running of that sorority. You're paying a larger body that
Like
is like
organization.
overseeing your organization.
Yeah.
But I also think it gets lost in translation. A lot of times, this money is going to your philanthropy as well. So, like, not a large portion of it. It's like it's a certain portion that's probably going to that philanthropy. So, at the end of the day, you're paying for people to see better and get better resources, not paying for the friends that you're receiving out of it.
Right. And
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
sure this is true probably 100% of the time is that you are not friends with every single person in your sorority ever. Like, I'm sure there's people that are you're less close with, or maybe you don't get along with that well, and that's just life. So it's like it's also that too.
Yeah,
It's
for
really
sure.
interesting. I'm like
Hmm.
heavy breathing, but sorry about that. But yeah, I was definitely a sorority hater too, and I never understood it. But then because I would look at sorority girls and think they were a certain type of girl, right? And just like Sydney said, it's like there's so many different people anyone could be a sorority girl. It's not just one type of person. And even just knowing Sydney, I can know that because I know who
Hmm.
Sydney is, right? But if I was just on the outside and I didn't know Sydney and I thought she was in a sorority, I could just be like, oh, she's just another sorority girl. But because I know her, I feel like it gives color to the whole thing,
Yeah,
which I
Hmm.
really like.
for sure.
Okay, I want to wrap up here on sorority talk because, oh my gosh, we could just chat all day long, I swear. But I want to get
Uh-huh.
into National Teacher Appreciation Week because that's a little bit of why we're here. So, first off,
Hmm.
Sydney, to you, thank you for being a part of the next generation of educators. I think that's a really big job. It's a big undertaking, and we're proud of you and we're thankful for you to be a part of it. So, thank you, first of all. I
Hmm.
wanted to make sure I wrote that
Thanks.
down because I would forget to say it, but it is really special. And it's like I said at the beginning, it's not something everyone can do. I couldn't do it. And so whenever I think of those jobs that, people do that I could just never have the patience for or the skills for, I'm like extremely thankful for that because I can't even put myself in that situation. So, first of all, thank you. And second of all, I want to ask you, what made you want to become a teacher? And then how much did your mom like play a role in that?
So my mom and actually both of my aunts, so all the
Yeah, true.
adults in my like immediate or closest family, um, are teachers. So they definitely probably played a big role in that. But I don't remember like the deciding factor of like I want to be a teacher because like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a
It's
teacher since I
forever.
was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I played teacher and like it was just an always in my brain kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's like a thing that made me want to become a teacher in the beginning, but definitely now that I've gotten to work in schools and like see the impact it has, I definitely think the thing that keeps me like wanting to be a teacher is how much of an impact you can have on a kid who doesn't have that at home. Like
Mm-hmm.
the kids
Yeah.
that don't have the support. And I was really lucky growing up to have like my mom is a teacher, like she taught me so much outside of school and like she
Yeah.
helped me with my homework and like my dad helped me with my homework and my parents both had jobs and I had food on the table. Like I had all of that
Yeah.
and so I'm very grateful for that, but I'm also very aware that there are so many people who don't have that and
Mm-hmm.
that is not a first grader's responsibility.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's not a 5-year-old's responsibility to put food on their own table, but a lot of them have to. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
kids that have to wake up their siblings when they're like 8 years old and get them ready for school and put them on the bus and make
Hmm.
breakfast. And like when they get to my classroom, they that shouldn't be their responsibility anymore.
Right.
Like I'm here to take care of them. And
Hmm.
so I think that's what keeps me like wanting to be a teacher.
That was so good, Sydney. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I'm like, I don't even want to ask
Thank
any more
you.
questions. It's over. Like, that was amazing. Yeah, that's a great point, and that is really the bigger picture, just in general,
Hmm.
is it is honestly, that's the other reason why I feel like I couldn't do it. I would just cry every day. Like, I have such a emotional reaction to situations that are just less than ideal, and just seeing that every day would be really hard for me personally. And I think that's cool that
Hmm.
Yeah.
you're making that your mission.
I've definitely had my moments. I get out of
Yeah,
school, like I don't cry there, but
right.
I leave the building and I'm like
You're
Yeah.
in
like, I just
tears
have to
and I
scream in my car. Like, I am just
yeah,
so
Get it
frustrated with the
out.
world. It's just so
yes.
frustrating to see that. And like, you're the first-hand eyes on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's really hard sometimes to like know like what do I do about this? What is
Yeah,
like stepping on toes or what is like
Hmm.
right.
something that I need to do? But it's
Hmm.
definitely yeah, it's tough, but it's so rewarding.
Yeah, that is.
So
It's impactful work. That's cool. I wanted to,
I have
oh
an
yeah.
off script question from
Yeah.
something that you said earlier, and I think that you'll really like I think you'll have a good answer for this. So you were saying earlier that you're a pretty extroverted person. You'll go out and talk to everybody, but you do see yourself as a little bit more socially anxious. And I agree. I'm 100% that way too. But I also am in a similar position to you. I have a really like outward facing position in work. So you have a pretty outward facing position as a teacher. And in my work, I often get questioned when I say that I'm an introvert because they're like, there's no way
Hmm.
you're constantly going out of your way to like help people. You're always teaching people because I'm a trainer at my job. So I'm like teaching everybody that comes in the door and I'm like the first face that they meet. How do you feel like the way that you describe yourself in like social situations of being socially anxious, do you think it shifts when you go into the classroom or how do you sort of navigate that? Do you still get that like social anxiety there?
definitely I don't get social anxiety when I am standing in front of a class of kids. And I think it's because they're so much younger. So
Hmm.
no matter what I say, like they're going to believe me, even if it's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
That is something that's like not great because I'm like, what if I'm teaching them wrong? But
Right.
um I I don't feel like I'm teaching them wrong. So like preface for anyone
Yeah.
Yeah,
watching.
Yeah.
yeah.
But like I they they like just like look up to me and like
Hmm.
they are so like they're observant and they will bully me, but they like also like love me and like they think what I'm saying is very important. And
Aw.
so I think that like takes away a lot of that social anxiety. And I just love to have fun in
Hmm.
front of the room. Like I'm not a very like I have to follow scripted curriculum and stuff, but I am very like um hands-on and like changing my voice, very interactive, and I like to
Yeah.
give them like the floor too, so it's not all the like pressure on me is like I like to have them like
Mm.
involved in stuff and calling out and like part of the conversation. So it's more like a conversation than me standing up
Mm.
there lecturing.
I like
But
that.
Hmm.
when I have to like teach in front of my peers, I do
Yeah.
like get very
That
anxious.
is awkward,
Yeah.
like kind of
Do you
awkward.
do you feel like you have like a switch that you turn on and off? Like when you're like teacher Sydney, you're like, okay, I'm like powerful, I'm confident, I'm in front of the room. And then when you like step away from the classroom, do you think that you like not like necessarily switch, like it's not a 180, but do you feel like you like tone down that like the like confidence and like the commandeering of a classroom? Do you feel like it switches when you're outside?
For sure. Yeah, I have that teacher voice and I am
Hmm.
wild. And then I get back to my car. I'm like, okay, let's calm down and go back to real world. But I
Yeah.
am also very like bubbly and I
Yeah.
Hmm.
keep this persona in general. But yeah, I definitely go a little crazier and like a little
I
bigger
like that.
spectrum when I'm in the
Yeah.
classroom.
That's
Do
funny.
you often find yourself getting like super tired after a day of teaching because of that switch?
For sure. Yeah. Yesterday I actually subbed from like 7:30 to 3 and then I went to babysitting from 3:30 to
Oh,
5:30
yeah.
and I was like exhausted when I
That's
got home.
rough.
I went to bed at like 9 o'clock last night.
Hmm.
But yeah, I do get really tired. It depends on
Yeah.
the day, but it sometimes drains me.
Dang. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an exhausting day.
I could definitely see that as somebody that probably in like private life probably is a little bit more introverted. It would be like definitely harder if you have a super extroverted job like that.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
depends on the grade, but like hearing my name so much It's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I'm being pulled in different directions, so my
Right.
brain is
You're more
like never
alert.
just settling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for sure.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I'm glad you brought up subbing because that's the one other thing about teaching I wanted to ask you right now is what's been maybe like the most eye-opening part of substitute teaching so far or your favorite? And how was it subbing at the school that your mom teaches at? Because I just think that is such a cool, fun fact that happened.
Yeah. Um, I think that the eye-opening part is like it's really good because it's an interview for me every single day. Like when
Mm-hmm.
I go into the schools, I'm like, these are the people that are going to be interviewing me in a
Yeah,
year when I'm looking for a
so
job. But
true.
also, it's an interview for them. Is
Hmm.
like, what school do I feel like I fit into the best, and
Yeah.
like what school do I like think is a good community, or I could
Hmm.
see myself working here. So that's probably the most eye-opening is
It's
like
like
where I want to
recruitment
be.
all over again. It's like finding your best fit.
Yeah, every single day.
Yeah.
For sure. And then subbing at my mom's school is obviously I love her school.
Yeah.
I love that school. It's a great school in the area. Um but I don't really, it's funny because I don't run into my mom very often.
Right.
But there's like the occasion where like I'm subbing a class that has the same lunch as my mom.
Oh, that's
And so I go
funny.
to her room and I get to eat
Aw.
lunch with her and it's like
Oh, that's
so
so
fun.
cute. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
And
sweet.
sometimes I make her match with me. I get her dressed in the morning and make her
Yes,
match.
that's right.
You're like, Mom, I'm picking out your outfit today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on her Facebook and see if I can find that picture of you two. Maybe I'll put it on our story.
The
That was
spooky
really
season
cute.
one.
The one, yeah, where
Yeah.
you guys were like wearing, I think you were wearing something matching in the day you were subbing in our
Yeah.
school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to find that because it's so cute. I love that.
I'll send it to you. Don't
Yes,
worry.
thank you. Yes, I love it. Okay, well, sadly, I'm going to cut us short on this topic and I'm just going to blast through the next topics because, oh my gosh, we've been
Okay.
talking for a long time, but like I want to ask all this stuff. So,
Mhm.
I wanted to just dive in a little bit to like faith and personal values. So I know that for you personally, faith is a strong part of who you are. And I didn't ask Madeline this, but I think the same is true for her or for Maddie, sorry. And I wanted to ask kind of like how you stay connected to faith while you're balancing such a busy life because you have school, you work, you're teaching, you're doing sorority, you have surely friends and whatever. So
And
how do you balance
personal
that?
life too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think for me, the balance is really honestly, I just think I see it's a kind of a mindset thing
Yeah.
is like what I'm gonna pay attention to. But also like on my drive, like I'll be like, oh my goodness, I am so grateful for like this
Mm,
day. Like,
I
and
Hmm.
love
it's
that.
just like the mindset of like being um God and like everything around me is like and like oh my goodness, how lucky and blessed am I that I have like this job to go
Yeah.
to and this house to come home to, my friends to go have fun with. And so like it gets busy and it gets
Hmm.
crazy, but it's
Hmm.
like knowing that like that's such a blessing and that that's
Yeah.
something I have, not something that I have to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Get to. Exactly. I'm always trying
Yeah.
to say that. Like, I get to go do this, even if it's hard. It's like, oh, I get to ruck 6 miles. Like, some people don't even get the luxury to walk, you know?
Yeah,
That's really cool. It's a
for sure.
mindfulness. That's sweet. And then, okay, I don't know if you'll have an answer to this, but I want to ask if you have any specific Bible verses or teachings or moments that have helped guide you during like tough or uncertain times. I know also not to I feel like I'm just exposing Sydney because I know Sydney and Maddie so well that I just exposed you guys. But I feel like I've slept in Sydney's room because she's so gracious to like let us sleep in her room when we visit. And I've seen that she has like sticky notes on her mirror and things like that that are really
Yeah.
cute and sweet and like just little reminders. So I want to ask if you had one that you wanted to share.
Yeah, so I love memorizing scripture. I call them my pocket verses.
That's
And
cute.
so like
I
I
love that.
memorize things that I think could help in any situation that I am struggling with, but
Yeah.
also if I see someone struggling, they're like my pocket verses and I
Oh,
can
that's
just pull
cute.
them right out. My
Mm-hmm.
number one, Romans 8:18, it says, "For the pain you're now feeling is nothing compared to the joy that is coming."
Mm,
And that is my
I like
favorite
that.
one. I think that can almost apply to every aspect, but for me, like when I'm anxious, it really shuts me down and like
Mm-hmm.
um I feel like that's the pain that I'm feeling, but also like in a breakup, I'm
Mm,
feeling
yeah.
pain, but um there's a better relationship coming
On the
and
other
like
side. Yeah.
forming. Right. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel or there's the pot
Yeah.
of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's so
Yeah.
many things.
Light in the
I
darkness.
feel
Yeah.
like
I
yeah,
feel that.
that verse is just staple.
I love that you just have that.
It's kind of like a positive affirmation. Like you
Yeah,
always hear people saying like you're beautiful, you're
100%.
strong, you're kind, whatever in the mirror, but it's like you use this like maybe in the mirror, maybe outside of the mirror, like
Yeah.
whatever time of day it like suits you or it like feels like it's serving you. So it's kind of like having that mantra or that affirmation that you can say to yourself, but you like have a reasoning behind where you found it and why it has meaning to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I love that because so Marissa and I do lots of different topics on the podcast. I feel like, and we're always talking about different things and different religions, and just we explore all kinds of ideas and things. And I love that at the end of the day, it kind of everything comes back around to just having that mindset, like you were saying, and being grateful and balanced and all of those things. Everything kind of ties back to that. And like you said, positive affirmations in a way. I just love that. I love pocket verses. This is just so sweet. I'm so glad I asked you that because I just love that. Gonna have to pick your brain next time I see you and say, give me my pocket verse for the
Some
day.
pocket verses.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
sweet.
I will.
Okay. Final section before we get to the hot seat, which will be rapid fire. But I want to ask some looking ahead questions. To me, these are the most fun. Personally, I'm a big dreamer. I love to think about what's next. What's my next goal? Where am I going to live next year? Like, what am I going to do? What's my next job? Whatever. I love a little daydream. So I want to ask you some looking ahead questions. So, first is kind of a little bit of a teaching one, but what are you most excited or nervous about when it comes to finishing school and starting your career as a teacher?
Yeah, I finished school in a year. I'm very excited.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
wait,
isn't
that's
that
so
crazy?
crazy. So how early is that of a normal college timeline? A year or two early?
Um, yeah, it's 2 years early. I'll be 19 when I graduate college.
Oh my God, that is
That'll
so
be
Yeah,
like
wild.
it'll be overwhelming, but I think it'll be really like exciting, especially because it
Yeah.
sounds like you want to teach kids, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me to shut up. But
oh
it
no,
sounds like
you're
you want to teach like really
perfect.
young kids, and I feel like the age gap doesn't really matter at that point. Like if you were going into high school, I feel
It
like
would
you'd
be
be
weird.
so much more
Yeah.
For
overwhelmed.
sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to graduate. I'm getting my master's, but I'll be teaching while I get my master's.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just excited to
Damn,
get in
girl.
that classroom,
Yeah.
build the classroom to be like right like my Pinterest board that I've had saved up
Mm.
forever.
Wait, that's
Um,
fun. I love that.
yeah.
I didn't even think about like the decor of all of it. I know that my mom has gone to help Sydney's mom, Pam, set up her classroom a lot of
Yeah.
times and they're like
Oh,
organize
and she'll be helping
everything and
me.
put, yes, you call us, we'll be there. That is so much fun. I just didn't even think about that, but just getting to do it however you want it is so fun. I remember
I
Yeah.
know
sitting in
you
teachers'
said a
classrooms
lot.
and being like, I want to change this. I don't like this. And you can't. Now you
Hmm.
can.
I know you said a lot about being excited, but is there anything you're nervous for?
Um, I feel like I'm more excited than nervous. I feel like I'll
I
be
love that.
nervous when it like comes
Hits
around.
Yeah, you
you.
have a year to
Yeah.
be
I
nervous.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous of like being a 19-year-old and like parents trusting me with their kids, but I
Hmm.
also am like very I'm not a very confident person in normal life, but I am
Hmm.
very confident in my ability to teach. And
Yeah.
I do think that once I like get in the classroom and if people give me a chance, I will prove to them that I am
Yeah.
worth like it is a good thing that I graduated early, and I will always try to prove myself to them that I do think I'm qualified to teach their kids and love their kids. And
Yeah.
so I'm just excited.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I
I
love
also
that.
think like I never knew the ages of my
I was
teachers when
just
I
gonna
was
say
in high
that.
school or like
Yeah.
even in like elementary school. I don't think my parents quizzed my teachers on how old they were. So they
Right.
could see that you're a young teacher, but they're not going to know the difference between you being 19 and 25. I think
22.
we
Yeah.
all
Like,
look
Yeah,
around the same age. So
yep. That's what I was going to say. That's
good.
so true. Like, how will anyone know? And if they know, then they know too much about you. You know, like,
yeah,
I,
you
I
They
don't
feel
need to
like
stalk
they
have
me.
want,
that close of a
yeah.
relationship with the parents of your kids. Like
Now
that
they
does not
might,
need to be it.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. They might be like, oh, she just graduated college. Okay, fine. But they don't know the difference between 2 years early or not, hopefully. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And if they're asking, they shouldn't be asking. So
Right.
Get out of here. What
They
grade do you want to
stalk me
teach?
on
We didn't
social
really
media.
say that.
I want K to two,
mm.
Okay.
I think.
Aw, little
Yeah.
kids. Oh my God, so
Yeah, the
stressful.
little ones. Tie shoes and wipe noses all day.
Yeah, honestly,
Yay.
that's really funny. Okay, next question. The dreaded question that honestly everyone hates. I kind of hate that I wrote it so basically, but I kind of wrote, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or just kind of like let's blend it with the last question, which is what's your dream life outside of teaching? So, family, travel, lifestyle, what's the vibes? Paint us a picture.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be wherever the wind takes me for sure,
Right.
but
Love that.
um
Where do you
I
hope the wind takes you?
Yeah.
I
Do you have
hope
like
the
a
wind takes me somewhere in the country.
love?
Um, I hope it takes me into a good classroom. I would like to get married probably within the next 5 years
Mm-hmm.
or somewhere in that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do want to have a family. I want kids.
Yeah.
I want them to run around in the backyard. So, and I really want a porch swing. That's
Love.
the most important thing.
Yep.
I want a porch swing.
Love that. That's so sweet, so cute, so simple. Like I feel the same way. That's such a like just classic simple lifestyle that I just love and I can see that for you. I've always seen that for
Yeah.
Sydney because she's just like I said, very nurturing, very mothering and just I see that playing out. Love. Okay. Before we get into the hot seat, did you have anything that you want to share or anything you wanted to ask us? And then we're gonna go rapid fire. All right.
Nope.
All
Nervous for this.
right. Hot
They're
seat
not hard.
questions.
They're
No,
not hard.
so easy. Hot seat questions, two teacher ones, and then the rest will be normal. So, well, not normal, but you know what I meant. If you could only teach one subject for the rest of your life, what would it be? Since you're doing K through 12, there's not subjects, right? You just get one teacher for everything.
Yeah, K2 is not departmentalized, but
Okay. But if you had to
if I
pick, what
could
would you pick?
teach math.
Oh,
That's
plot
insane.
twist. Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Ew.
I hate math. That
Same.
like that
So
I can't
funny.
ever do math. I'm a scientist and I hate math. So
That's funny. Wow.
I like the math in the younger grades.
oh, very
Fair
true.
enough.
That's a
Fair
very
enough.
big distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
no like
wild.
chemistry math.
I was not expecting that at all. Math were like, what? Okay. What's one school supply that you're weirdly obsessed with? Like your favorite?
Expo markers.
Yeah,
Mm,
I feel like that's a
classic.
big one.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah,
Oh, so good.
definitely.
Oh, a fresh one on the whiteboard. Oh,
Do you have a favorite color expo marker to write in?
I like I like the simple of the black.
Mm-hmm.
I
ooh,
also love
yeah.
the Crayola take note ones. They're just so juicy
Ooh,
and they have
so
good
juicy.
color.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you okay? So Sydney and I have this in common where we both like the hand lettering and like making like drawing and make things pretty like that. You like that in the classroom, I'm guessing. Like writing really
Yeah.
cute things on the board and like making it look pretty.
Yeah,
That's what I would be
for
doing.
sure.
I'd be spending all morning just writing like one word in cursive, like calligraphy with like designs.
Yeah,
That's
that would
fun.
be me.
Facts. Okay. What's your go-to coffee shop order?
I like a frozen coffee.
Mm.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter what it
so
is,
your
has in
mother.
it. Just
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Pam
We
is
get the
like
same
a
thing.
frozen coffee everywhere. She's like, guys, can we please go through Krispy Kreme? I need a frozen mocha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
That's
funny.
really funny because my
Me too.
mom hates iced coffee. She only drinks hot coffee, but she
Yeah.
loves a
Wow.
frozen coffee. And I'm
Oh,
like, that is literally the same
okay.
thing.
Such a mom thing, I
Yeah,
guess. Wow.
so
My mom
yummy.
hates all coffee, so cannot relate. But that is so like your mother. That just actually cracks me up. I didn't know that. Okay, Sydney said she doesn't have an answer for this, but I asked who is your celebrity doppelganger, and I was like, maybe we can give her one, but that is so hard on the spot. I meant to Google
Yeah,
image
I
it.
have
everyone
no idea.
comment who
Comment,
you think I
yes,
look like.
comment
I
the
just
celebrity
met you today, so
doppelganger.
I have no idea how I'm supposed to come up with an
Yeah,
answer.
This
that's
is not a celebrity, but
yeah.
I think I get Princess Aurora a lot.
Ooh,
Hmm.
okay. That's cute. I like that for
Like a
you.
Yeah.
cartoon version or a live action version? Because I think we need a
Mm.
live action one to see if they need to cast you.
Do they?
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't think they have a live
love
action, but
that.
I think, like if there's
A
anyone
little
watching
profile.
that's like testing
There we
me.
go. There's Sydney.
Yeah, I do think you kind of look like her. That is a
Yeah.
good one.
That is a good one. See, yeah, if you guys have a celebrity doppelganger for Sydney, please comment it below. I like that as a little question today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to take the next ones, Marissa?
Yeah. What is your favorite comfort TV show or movie?
I love this question.
Movie? I feel like Lemonade Mouth.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
shut up. Oh, girl, that movie hits. I cannot believe you just said that. I feel like that's such an undercover decom. Everyone's always like, wait, what is that? Did you watch Starstruck too growing up? Do you know that one? Oh, it's like
No.
same time frame. Maybe you would like it. You should watch it. It's the same time frame from Disney, but Lemonade Mouth hits, bro. I can't believe you just
Yeah, I
unlocked a
love
memory
Bridget
for me.
Mendler.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
all the
Love.
Disney shows, all Disney,
Yeah,
anything Disney, Disney movies, Disney shows, I'll watch those all the
that's
time.
so cute.
Okay,
Yes.
what's
Yeah.
your Spotify day list right
Okay.
now?
Mine mine is sad country honky tonk Saturday morning.
Oh my God, that's so funny. This is very similar with Madeline. Madeline and I had similar ones, but mine is Coastal Cowgirl, Cowboy, Country Saturday Morning.
Mine is completely different.
Yes.
It's emo punkish Saturday morning.
I love
And
that.
if you think I'm lying,
Woohoo! That is so funny.
that's
Okay,
so
so
funny.
Sydney, tell us like a couple of the artists that are on the top of your playlist.
I just closed it. That's
Oh,
so funny.
sorry.
I'm gonna read the little like snippet that mine says. It
Yeah,
says you
read that.
listen to teen angst and punk on Saturdays in the morning. It
That's
says try some
funny.
teen angst punkish, not a phase music.
Not a phase.
That's
It's not a
so
phase
funny.
gone.
It's not a
Um,
phase.
we have lots of Luke Bryan, Thomas Rhett, Scotty
Okay.
McCreery, who's my favorite of all
Oh,
time.
nice.
And
Classic.
no Morgan Wallen. That's what I'm seeing. No
T,
Morgan
are you
Wallen.
anti-Morgan
Which,
Wallen?
yeah,
Oh, shit. Okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not mad. I like that. I kind of want to
I'm
know the
gonna
drama.
start a riot in
Oh,
in the
oh, oh.
comments.
Not who's at the top of my list. Mr.
Oh,
Morgan Wallen himself, my favorite. I got Morgan Wallen, like Post Malone, Tyler Childers, that kind of vibe. A little Zach Bryan,
Yeah.
but I don't know why he's here because I don't listen to him. I'm anti Zach Bryan.
we're
Um,
anti-Zach Bryan for
yeah, Ella
sure these days.
Langley.
Okay, the last question that we have for you, and I feel like we know
Ooh,
the answer for this one, but you might surprise
yeah, you
us. Would
might.
you rather live in a beach house or a cozy cabin in the mountains?
I'm actually gonna say beach house, which is not
Wow.
gonna be what you guys thought, but
Yeah.
I'm not a
I
mountains fan.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna say I was kind of expecting beach because I know you're summer girly and you love a like beach vacation kind of vibe. But
Yeah,
then at the same time, like you like, like you said,
the
country
country.
wide open. So that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
A little plot
I
I'm the
want
twist.
like
only
flat.
one. Yeah. Do you like the mountains, Erica?
Yeah, I think I would say I think I said like mountains to live, beach to vacation. I think that's what Madeline said too,
Mm.
and I kind of relate to that because I mean, I do have plans to live in the mountains, so I feel like I have to pick mountains, but I don't
Yeah,
think I want to live
Yeah.
on the beach.
I'm for sure cozy cabin in the mountains. Like I want to
Yeah,
live
that'd
like
be Angela.
I'm a big city girl right now, but
Yeah.
like I like falter in between the two extremes. I really want to
Yeah.
live in like the big city, but I also want to be in a cabin in the woods where nobody can talk
Like
to
off the
me.
grid. That's what
Like
Angela wants. He's like,
like
no, he's like, take us off the grid, like just a log cabin out in the mountains, like maybe snow coming down. That's his dream.
yeah, I have no desire to like be in the country and like have the like animals, like the
Yeah.
homestead life. Like
Yeah.
I just want to be like the witch in the woods in the cabin that like everybody's like, oh, she's a
LOL.
crazy ant lady that nobody needs to talk to. Like that's who I want to be.
That's actually hilarious. I love that for you.
But I feel like it
Well,
fits. It fits.
no, it does. It's so yum. Well, this was really fun. Thank you, Sydney, for coming. I
Thank
just want
you
to keep
guys.
going. I wish like I had a cut. I deleted so many questions as we were
So many
going.
questions
So
because
many, and
we
I'm
were
like,
having good
oh. I want to
conversations.
ask them all. So if you all listening and if Sydney wants to, if you want part two of Sydney coming back, please comment. Let us know. I have so many more things I could ask. I honestly felt like this conversation also made me think of so many more things I could have asked Maddie. And
Mm.
maybe we should bring you guys on together for like National Sister Week or something. I don't know. That would be kind of
Imagine.
fun.
That would be
Yeah,
kind of
the
cool.
A
chaos.
four person, that would be
I
so hard to
know.
edit, but we
That would
can
be
figure it out.
crazy.
She would like be talked over the whole time. If she's like in a setting with me, she like quiets
She
down because she
does.
like lets me talk. Yeah.
Yes,
Aw.
she does. She does have that dynamic where she just kind of like takes her step back and she's like,
Yeah.
"All right, it's not my time right now."
Mhm.
Yeah, so that is I like that we brought you on separately, but that would be kind of fun to do it together. I don't know. I like
That would
that.
be so fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, if you
Aw.
all are listening, please follow us to stay up to date. Follow us on Instagram at We Run on Coffee. That's where you're going to see all the beautiful pics that Sydney sent me. I have so many to choose from, so I'm so excited to share them with you guys. Definitely follow Sydney on Instagram from there if you'd like to. We'll tag her in our post, so she'll be there. And watch our stories because, every week we post If You Know,
Mhm.
You Know stories, which you can only understand if you listen to the episode. And it's so much fun.
And it's gonna be a dirty Dr. Pepper for sure in the story
Ooh,
this
yes. I'm
week.
going to post that. That's a really good one, actually. Yeah. And
I all I can think
also,
about right now is going to like Chick-fil-A and getting like a crispy
oh,
fountain Dr. Pepper right
the
now. So I
Pebble
think I'm gonna have
Ice.
to do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't you guys have a Pebble Ice machine, Sydney?
No, we get Chick-fil-A ice and we
Oh,
put
you
it in
get
our
Chick.
thing.
Oh, smart, smart.
See
I
what
was
I'm
gonna
talking
say,
about?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that they
Chick-fil-A.
like
Yeah.
that Chick-fil-A Pebble Ice.
Chick-fil-A like fountain sodas are like another
Extra
tier.
good.
Like they're
Oh,
just like up here.
good
And
to
I feel like
know.
they're extra
Yeah.
crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, love that. Well, now you guys are educated listeners on your soda, so or pop, whatever we want to say. Okay, pop or soda? Answer this.
Soda.
soda?
I
Marissa?
okay. I grew up calling it pop, being
Right.
from Ohio. I called
Same.
it pop my whole life, but I've lived here almost 3 years, and I've definitely gotten on the soda train
I've
now.
I always say I
Yeah.
got it bullied out of me. Like I
Yeah,
used to be pop, and then in college I got it bullied out of me because so many people are like, "Wow,
yeah.
you guys
Kyle
know
definitely
Sad.
still says pop, but like he
yeah,
doesn't like drink soda at all.
I don't
Like
either." Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't really drink it either. The only one that I'll have is like a Dr. Pepper,
yeah.
but he definitely still says pop, and I say soda now.
Oh, she's a changed woman. No, I feel that. Anyways, enough tangents. We've been here long enough. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you later. And with that, I'm Erica,
And I'm Marissa,
and
and
we
we
run
run
on
on
coffee.
coffee.
Bye.
Bye.